What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I am going to be talking about how to use momentum to start winning in life. If I had to describe the modern man in one word, I would use the word stuck. Most men are stuck, and it's the worst position to be in. Being stuck kills dreams. It suffocates hope, which is something that is vital to your flourishing, whether or not you have realized it or not. This is ultimately what causes people to give up on their dreams and aspirations before they even start. It crushes it. They stay stuck in the muck. I want you guys to think about how difficult it is if you were to push a boulder to try to get it moving from a resting point. You have to put so much extra energy, so much force, so much work to get that boulder to start moving. But once it starts moving, once it starts picking up momentum, it's much easier. It becomes a piece of cake. You pretty much just have to walk it. It starts moving on its own almost, it feels like. You need to understand exactly how this applies to every aspect of your life. Everything in your life is either contributing towards momentum or it's slowing things down. Every action that you take, every single thing that you do, you are either moving your boulder faster or you are slowing it down. Every single promise that you break to yourself slows down the momentum. This is why habits and routines are so incredibly important. There is a base level of trust that you have to have in who you say that you are in order to start building up this momentum. And I want to show you the true power of momentum. Imagine that you get the boulder moving up to a point where it becomes a force to be reckoned with. Now, nobody wants to stand in front of this boulder. It's moving. It's going to crush somebody. You have created something almost outside of yourself that now requires very little energy to continue moving it at its current speed. It has developed weight. It has developed gravitas. Through your principles, your values, and your habits, you have created something that has begun to take on a life of its own. This is the beauty of your work. This is the beauty of what your work can become. I put this to a very, very practical use. I personally imagine myself 10 years from now looking back saying, would that person that I'm going to be in 10 years be proud of what I am about to do? Would they be proud of this action? Is the answer yes, or is it no? Most often, when I have to sit down and ask myself that question, the resounding answer is no. My future self would not be proud. No, this is not contributing to my momentum. So I am going to stop doing it. Now, once you create and nurture this version of yourself that is this boulder that you have begun to push, we're going to call it the ego. And when I call it the ego, I'm not talking about the bad ego. I'm talking about the good ego. The ego that is the version of you that you build up that is the best version of yourself. The one that does all of the things that you know that you should do but don't. What happens when you build up this ego? What happens when you start to feel this momentum? You start to become invincible. When people criticize you, you're able to take a step back and say, hey, is this valid criticism that I'm receiving right now? And if it's not, those bullets that people shoot at you, they turn into feathers. You stand there completely unfazed because the truth is insecurity always comes from a place of truth. When somebody says something to you and it stings, when you lash out in order to try to prove that person wrong and say, hey, no, I'm not that way, you need to do a double take. You need to look at yourself from the third person perspective and say, why is this hurting me so much? Why is there a rise of emotion when somebody makes a comment like this? Why is it affecting me so heavily? Why isn't my momentum continuing to move forward? And as you do that, you will start to uncover the roots of your ego. You will start to realize the foundation that you have built yourself on. You see, it's the opinions of others that ultimately keep people stuck, because people are afraid of what other people are going to say. People are afraid of what other people are going to think, and that keeps them frozen. The ego is the way out. Doing what you know to be true, doing what is right, doing what is in line with your morals, with your principles and values, and all of a sudden the hate and the criticism that you get, it becomes nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. You're able to look at somebody and say, that's ridiculous. It bounces right off of you. Any sort of criticism, because you're not insecure anymore. Because you've built yourself up on this firm foundation. You keep the promises that you make to yourself. And that's a beautiful thing to have. It's a beautiful thing to feel secure in who you are and secure in the moves that you are making, in the work that you are putting in. It is crucial that you have this rock solid foundation. You have to be dead set on who you are as a person, making sure that you are staying on top of doing the things that you have told yourself that you are going to do, living in line with the version of yourself that you have created, that you have decided you are going to live in accordance with. Because the reality of this situation is, most people don't want what's best for you. Most people don't care what happens to you. Most people are going to say things and try to hold you back. They are going to try to find the weak points in your armor. But it is up to you to defend yourself. And how can you defend yourself against external threats, against other people who don't want what's best for you, when you yourself are not acting in a way that is benefiting you and pushing you towards being that elevated version of yourself? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to drop a like down below. Make sure to drop a singular thumbs up in the comment section if you watched all the way through to the end of this video, because if you did, you've got an awesome attention span, my friend, and I want to give you props for that. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you in the next one.